time. And crucially, it often leads to chronic elevation of cortisol.
Cortisol, the stress hormone.
The very same. So if the landscape design can help organize those biological elements, maybe reduce cortisol, help regulate melatonin for sleep, it's directly tackling the physical symptoms of depression, too.
So the therapeutic landscape needs to trigger actual biological healing. How did the researchers plan to measure if an environment was truly restorative?
They developed a framework looking at two main things: emotional healing, basically, shifting negative emotions towards positive ones, and physiological healing, those biological markers we just mentioned, like cortisol levels.
Okay, emotions and body chemistry.
But they also looked closely at observable behavior within the environment. They broke it down into four key categories.
What were they?
First, pretty basic. Does the person even want to stay in the environment? That's just basic acceptance, right?
Makes sense. What's second?
Second, does she desire to explore it? This indicates engagement, curiosity. It suggests overcoming that withdrawal tendency often seen in depression.
Okay, stay, explore. What's third?
Third, and this one's quite profound, does she want to work in the environment?
Work in it. Like gardening or something.
Could be. Lethargy and lack of energy are hallmarks of depression. So if the design actually encourages someone experiencing depression to actively participate in the space, that's a huge therapeutic win.
Wow, yeah. That is big. And the fourth one, you said it sounded almost spiritual.
Well, maybe not spiritual, but definitely relational and long-term.
Mm.
The fourth is, does she want to have a relationship with the environment?
A relationship with a place.
Yeah. Does she feel an attachment, a sense of belonging? Does she see it as a reliable source of psychological comfort over time?
I see. It's about connection.
Exactly. So these behavioral measures stay, explore, work, relate, alongside the monitored biological changes like heart rate and cortisol. They give a much more holistic picture of whether the design is actually working.
Okay, we've got the theory. We know why it matters. We know how they measured it. Now let's get into the actual blueprints. This is the real prescriptive stuff from the checklist for creating a depression-reducing urban space, agreed upon by those 32 experts. Where do we start?
Let's start with something seemingly simple but incredibly powerful: light. Natural light came out as the absolute top priority, non-negotiable.
More than just helping us see, obviously.
Oh, way more. Light exposure directly regulates our body's circadian rhythm. It controls the production of melatonin.
Melatonin, the sleep hormone.
Right. And when melatonin production is dysregulated, it's strongly linked to depressive cycles, insomnia, all sorts of problems. So maximizing natural light exposure isn't just nice, it's like a direct pharmacological intervention through design.
Wow. Okay. And does the timing of the light matter? I've heard things about morning light being particularly good.
It absolutely matters. The experts noted that morning sunlight has a double effect on depression symptoms.
Double effect.
Well, that early morning exposure is really key for setting your body clock for the day, regulating melatonin properly. This helps fight the lethargy and sleep problems.
Okay, makes sense.
But they also caution that this isn't an instant fix. The therapeutic benefits of light therapy, whether from the sun or a lamp, usually take time. They suggest you'd only see reliable effects after at least 3 weeks of consistent exposure.
3 weeks. That implies the space itself has to be appealing enough, accessible enough for someone to keep coming back regularly.
Exactly. That's a huge design challenge in itself. It means the park, or whatever the space is, isn't just a passive thing. It has to be an active tool that encourages repeated use.
And the experts even got specific about the time of year.
Incredibly specific. They recommended that the peak therapeutic window, at least in the Tehran climate they studied, is spring, particularly mid-May to the end of June.
Why then? Just more sun.
Better quality and intensity of natural light. And they also pinpointed early morning and midday as the best times for people to get that beneficial exposure, maybe during a commute or a dedicated visit.
Okay, natural light is king. But what about cloudy days or nighttime? What did they say about artificial lighting?
They had very specific directives there too, especially on color and intensity.
What colors work best?
When designing the artificial lighting, the psychologists involved prioritized colors based on known cognitive effects. First choice was natural white light, second was green, third was yellow.
Why those colors?
They're seen as the least likely to cause stress or mess with sleep patterns later on.
And placement. Did they say where the lights should go?
Yes, the level of detail is quite striking. General lighting should be mounted at a height of about 4 meters.
Okay.
And collectively, the lights should illuminate roughly 20% of the surrounding area. This gives good coverage without too much visual clutter from the fixtures themselves.
And intensity.
The absolute